sadhana very sincerely. So these are the most important items. I mean, whatever I'm covering, for somebody who has been practicing bhakti sincerely for doing sadhana bhakti sincerely for years. You know. But somebody who is weak, because we go back to spiritual, we will go back to spiritual world based on the intense love and affection for Krishna. You know. So 16 chapters, we have seen 64 items of sadhana bhakti. What is the problem of jiva? Anybody? What is our problem? Let us see. I mean, people can answer in ways.
Dehatma buddhi, Prabhuji.
Dehatma buddhi, very nice, wonderful. That can be in words. Let us see. What is the problem with when you are in Dehatma buddhi? What happens?
Attachment to this body and related things related to this body.
That's it. Who's this?
Desires.
Desires, yes. You know, attachment to the body and attachment related things to the things related to body. Yes, desires, unlimited desires. To enjoy independent of Krishna, that is the thing. What else?
Mind, Prabhuji.
Mind. When we have so many desires, when we think we are this, I have a question for you. This is a little technical. When you have, I have a question for anybody. By default, what mode is mind?
Goodness, Prabhuji.
Goodness, yes. Is Madhuri Gopi Mataji?
Yes, Prabhuji.
Very good. So when you think you are this body, I mean, because of what? When do you think you are this body? What makes you think you are this body? What is that term?
False.
Sagar Prabhu?
Yes, Prabhu.
Amazing. It's false ego. By false ego, the soul thinks is independent of Krishna and he starts identifying the body. When we, because of that, we start identifying the body, then what will happen to the mind? Is our mind in goodness now?
Rajo and Tamo, Prabhu.
Why? When the pure soul starts identifying with the temporary metal body, the mind which is in mode of goodness will change to passion and starts getting trouble. Clear?
Yes, Prabhuji.
Okay. And then we want to enjoy in the bodily consciousness. Then we accumulate so much of action, reaction, you know. When we are in Tamagun enjoyment, we are in Rajagun enjoyment. It has serious reactions. This has been going on since time immemorial. Then now we have got human form of life. By our good fortune, we started chanting the holy name. We are initiated, are right now getting ready to be initiated, whatever. So, billions of lifetimes later, this is happening first time, you know, or maybe, you know, maybe we might have done before, we do not know, that's okay. Now, sadhana bhakti was seen 16 items, sorry, 64 items. Now we come to raganuga bhakti, raganuga sadhana bhakti. Last time we saw that. If you want, I can go back a little bit and, you know, just to jog your memory, or we can just continue, you know. But anyway, let me take just 2 minutes to brush up, you know. Raganuga sadhana, you know, raga atmika means spontaneous. Can somebody read the definition?
RSB is an advanced practice
intended to cultivate the service mood of an eternally perfect residence of Vrindavana.
Sorry, Amma, it's Vrindavana. Thank you. So, in Raganuga Bhakti, it is Vaidhi Bhakti means your mind doesn't listen, but you force yourself. I should attend Mangalarti. I should get up. I should chant my rounds. So you're training your mind. 1 minute. So, excuse me. So what happens? But in the Raganuga Sadhana Bhakti, Anuga means following. Following what? Raga. Following what? Raga. Raga sadhana. Spontaneous means there is no question of thinking whether I should attend Mangalarti or not. There is no question of yes or no. You are so steeped in bhakti, you want to do it. In the mood of eternally perfect resident of Vrindavan. So what's the eligibility? Strong desire to serve Krishna in a specific relationship. How to get that desire? Hearing how, anyway, before I go forward, what are the different types of residents of Vrindavan? Who will answer?
Those gopis in
Prabhuji,
Madhurya Bhav.
based on the bhavas, rasas.
Mati is speaking to. Go ahead, Amma.
Those gopis with Madhurya Bhav, Gopas with Sakhya Bhav, parents Nanda, Baba, Yashodamaya, all with Vatsalya Bhav, and Shanta and Dasya.
Servants, Raktak Chitra Patrak in Shantaras, and the plants, Kalpavruksha trees, and Kalpavruksha trees and the animals, the deers, they are in Shantaras. But when it comes to cultivation, means service means only 4. What are the 4? Dasya, Sakya, Vatsalya, Madhurya. Either you'll follow the footsteps of servants of Krishna, Raktak Chitra Patrak, you'll follow the footsteps of friends of Krishna, Sridama, Sudama, Madhumangal Stok Krishna, Arjun, Varutapa, Vishal, and so many friends actually. Or you'll follow, elderly Gopas or Gopis in the Vatsalyaras, headed by Nanda Maharaj and Yashoda. Or you'll follow Mathuras, headed by younger Gopis, Radharani and her Sakhis and Manjaris. Wonderful. Hearing how eternal residents of Vrindavan spontaneously serve Krishna in various loving moods. How to develop the desire? Here. Yata agnasyasi tasrunu. That's what Krishna says here. When does the eligibility manifest? Lobha. You want to serve Krishna in a particular way. Lobha. Lobha means intense greed. Actually, in this world, what are the 3 gates leading to hell? Anyone knows?
Lust, greed, envy.
Anger.
Anger, yes. Kama krodhas tada lobhascha tasmat etat trayam tiyat trividam narkasyedam dwaram nashanam atmana. Krishna mentions in Gita. So, lust, anger and greed are the 3 gates leading to hell. But very interestingly, if you use the greed to intensify your bhakti, what does Rupa Goswami say? Laulyam ekam api mulyam. So what is the price by which you go forward in bhakti? Intense greed. What is that? Intense greed. Singular overwhelming desire to please Krishna in a particular way. If any other desire, no. Singular overwhelming desire to please Krishna in a particular way. Singular, overwhelming desire to please Krishna in a particular way. When will the lobha come? It will not start in anardhanivritti until anardhanivritti is done. Anardhanivritti, we are on the bodily platform, we have so many desires, we are in the material world, we are doing for the sake of things, Then what happens? Okay, we are doing. But anardhanivritti, after initiation, we start chanting sincerely. Then we start, performing these angas, 64 angas, sincerely. That is when anardhanivritti happens. Okay. So what is the practice of raganaga sadhana bhakti? Remembering Krishna with a particular devotee. Who? If you are, you want to serve Krishna in a singular way. Actually, that's why Rupa Goswami says, from Nishta stage onwards, the roots differ. Which stage onwards? Nishta. Some people, we'll see that actually. Some people want to serve Krishna worship tinged with reverence. Some people want to serve Krishna in Vrindavan mood. Dwarka mood, Vrindavan mood. It separates from Nishta. Dwarka mood is there. So remembering Krishna with a particular devotee. Which devotee? It depends on your aspiring relationship. It depends on your aspiring relationship. But if one should not do one mistake, what is that? They should not do this during anardhanivritti. It is rasabhasa. Anardhanivritti, they should not do. Everyone is listening?
Yes, Prabhuji.
Interesting or not?
Yes, Prabhuji.
Yes, Prabhuji.
So, you want to remember Krishna with a particular devotee. It's, but that should happen in Nishta stage. Means one should have a strong desire to progress to Nishta actually. Burjana Prabhu writes, Trunadapi Sunichena, if we apply. And you're very consistent in your sadhana. It means you've gone to Nishta stage. You all have to know yourself. There are some more parameters. This is from the book, what is that? Chanting, Burjana 10 keys on chanting the holy name. If you have come to the stage of Sattvaguna, that is also, during your spiritual practice, that is also a sign that you have progressed to Nishta stage. But you are very consistent and sadhana. And you feel like doing them again and again and again. Depends on aspiring relationship. How to develop aspiration? Need to take shelter of Vrindavan, both physically and mentally. Physically is not practical. So mentally, at least mentally. So you are here, but your mind should be Vrindavan. So Vishayacha diya kabe suddha habe mana kabe hama hiravo Shri Vrindavana. Vrindavan, actually one lecturer I heard. Every time, we go to Yatras, Sadhana would say, you can never buy a ticket to Vrindavan. Vrindavan is not a place. Vrindavan is a state of consciousness. Everybody, what is Vrindavan?
State of consciousness.
So you are present in Vrindavan, but you are not in Vrindavan. But you are present in America, you can be in Vrindavan. Why? State of consciousness. What is Vrindavan? Vishayacha diya kabe suddha have mana. So as long as there are material desires, there is desires to enjoy independent of Krishna, we have all these impurities, then we are not in Vrindavan. When we become fully purified, then free from anarthas, then we want to serve Krishna in a singularly, in a singular desire, particular desire. Just give me 1 minute. So I'm sorry, I'm back. What is Vrindavan? If we want to serve with a singular desire, Anya Bilashata Sunyam, Jnana Karmadi Anavrutam, Anukulyana Krishna Anusilanam, Bhakti Ruttama. You have no other desire, only one desire, serve Krishna. In a singular way, not just serve Krishna. Which way? One of the 4 brasas. For that, you need to take a shelter of a Vrindavan mentally, at least. Means what? Many times I told, if you want, I'll repeat. Should I repeat? People go to Vrindavan, they would chant 64 rounds. People go to, one day I asked one devotee, how long you are here? 2 months. That is okay. But honestly speaking, one devotee went to His Holiness Radhana Swami and said, Maharaj, I need your permission to go to Vrindavan. Radhana Swami said, if you really ask me, don't go to Vrindavan. If you don't have service. Not more than 3 days. How can you do that? No, without, if you do, every offense is equal to 100 offenses. Every chant, of course, every mantra is equal to 100. But Vrindavan is a state of consciousness. So many devotees, what they do, this is important. I mean, you don't need to do this, but this is what they do in chanting. One devotee told me, he has been going to go over that during Karthik. I will start my first round. And because he has been to Vrindavan so many times, so many, he loves Govardhan. He will start his first round at Dan Gati. Because he knows that. I mean, you don't need to imagine, this is the thing. One should not imagine. Forcefully, why Krishna in Dan Gati? That's wrong. You're bringing Krishna actually. So because of he loves Danagat, he loves Govardhan, and he's so much in line with Govardhan. He loves Govardhan. I remember I did Manasiksha classes. Manasiksha Raghunath's question says, who will bestow the grace of Radharani? Govardhan. The other things are there. I don't remember, of course, Radhakund. But Govardhan, doing Arti to Govardhan, because Govardhan is Haridaswarya, so this Prabhu, okay, Dhanagati, walk a little bit forward, then Charanamrita Kund, okay, little forward, other kunds. So 1 round is done. I mean, fully listening though, he's listening the mantra, but he's used to. You all, how many of you remember your birthplace? I mean, wherever you studied for 10 years, you remember that place, right? Yes. You don't need to forcefully bring them. Am I right or not? You agree or not?
Yes, Prabhuji.
You don't need to forcefully bring them. They will come. You're like, you stayed with your father 10, 20 years one place. You remember Europe. You don't need to remember forcefully. Second, right? So likewise, any place you have been to in Vrindavan, actually, let me tell you, Hare Krishna mantra and this bhakti process, you can go back to Godhead. You can go back to Golokera Premadana, Harinama Sankirtana. So what is the mantra we got? It is a Premadana of Golok Vrindavan. Golokera Premadana Harinama Sankirtana. So this mantra, Prabhuji and Mataji said, it is a Golokera Premadan, Golok Vrindavan, Premadan of Golok Vrindavan. You're all listening? So, what is that? Smaranam, Shravanam Kirtanam, Smaranam. Attentively listen, chant. Smaranam, what do you remember? Smaranam. Then the V for him, it's like he was so much attracted to Govardhan. So he said, I'm 16 rounds, I just do Govardhan Parikram every day. I have a question for all of you. He's in America or he's in Vrindavan, Govardhan? Huh?
Vrindavan, Prabhuji.
Vrindavan. So you came from Vrindavan, right, recently. So do you remember them? Our Priya Madhav Mataji.
Not that much, Prabhuji.
But little bit, right?
Yeah, little bit I remember wherever I visited.
Yeah. So, but of course, you eventually will forget, because your consciousness will be imbued with all the surroundings. So, but Lord Chaitanya, what are the instructions Lord Chaitanya gave to Raghunath Das Goswami? Don't eat, don't eat luxuriously. Don't wear the clothes, I know balana aribe ara, balana, something like kuribe. So don't eat luxuriously, palatable items. Don't dress, because that will put you on the bodily platform. But serve Radha and Krishna in Vrindavan and do service to Radha and Krishna Vrindavan in the mind. So these are 3 instructions Lord Chaitanya gave it to Raghunath. Don't talk to others, Vishaya, the material things, that thing, this thing, that thing. The time is running out. Time is running out. It's not there so much. You should become serious, you can go back to Godhead. Otherwise, there's cycle of birth and death only. So, if you are there, Vrindavan, great. Another place is Mayapur, actually. Remembrance through internal and external service. Internal, basically, Internally meditate and mentally follow the activities of a Siddha devotee. Siddha devotee. So all these Rajavasis, they are Siddha, eternal Siddha, they are devotees, they are liberated, eternal liberated, but a rejection of Siddha Pranali and beware of Sahajas. How many of you know, we discussed this before, I want somebody to speak about Sahajaism. What is that? What is Sahajaism? Anyone knows?
The concept that we feel that we'll become one with God one day.
We are like gopis.
They imitate. They imitate one of the Shuddha Bhaktas, Prabhuji, like they imitate gopis, even though they don't have that love of God. They imitate those ecstatic feelings for Krishna.
And then what they do? They'll go out and smoke the bidi after that. That is Sahajis. They probably it's cheap. Actually, 200 years ago, before Bhaktivinoda Thakur came, there are 14 Apasampradayas and Sahajas, So, I am this. So, they limitate all these, the ecstatic feelings. And once it is done, then they'll go and smoke bidi. Where is my bidi? That's nonsense. This is a very high stage. You have already crossed Ragana Bhakti, 16 chapters are over. Crossed Sadhana Bhakti. Then we are going to the next level. You have finished high school, you have finished undergrad, now you have gone to masters. Now that will come back again, right? So that is cheap. And what is the rejection of Siddha Pranali? What is Siddha Pranali? I told this last time. Can somebody repeat? Okay, I'll tell. Siddha Pranali mantra was given by a guru to a disciple, and the guru is very advanced. He will tell the disciple, your spiritual form in this Golok Vrindavan is this. your relationship to Krishna is this. So I'm giving this mantra, and you chant this mantra, practicing your spiritual form and the spiritual activities to revive that relationship. Clear? Everyone clear? Should I repeat?
Spiritual form of the disciple or the spiritual form of the guru?
Spiritual form of the disciple. Ma. So, okay, you're getting initiated. So your guru will tell you, I mean, in olden days, your guru will tell you at the time of initiation, he'll tell you your spiritual form in the spiritual world is you're maybe a friend of Krishna, or a gopi, or a peacock, or a servant of Krishna. So, and your service is this, and you practice that. So it's like a training, you know. I heard these pilots, they sit on simulators. You know, they sit on simulators, the computer machines, and so many. So they put on their program. This pilot has to, you know, with his keys, he has to control the going of the flight. And someone plays, a bridge comes, he has to go on the top or underneath. So slowly he has to take it forward. And the simulation works. Actually, this is how they give the training. Otherwise, they cannot put the pilots on the real flights. You know, keep on flying, you know. So an hour, they'll waste $12,000 because that much gas is needed. So what they do, they put in the simulators. But once you're comfortable with the keys, then put you on the flight. For some time, there will be a second officer, and you'll watch what the first officer does and the pilot does. Then slowly you'll get into flying actually. Likewise, here also, Guru in olden days actually, Guru would give us the pranali, and you tell, and you practice on this. You know, your service is making chandan to Krishna. But when this became cheap, what happened? This became very cheap, and it is being exploited. Then Saraswati Thakur said, our Siddha Pranali is Hare Krishna Mantra. Our Siddha Pranali is Hare Krishna Mantra. And what is the Siddha Pranali in Hare Krishna Mantra? But what mode? Trinada Pistunichena. So our Siddha Pranali is Trinada, chanting Hare Krishna with the mode Trinada Pistunichena. You string this verse around the garland of the holy names. You know, you can get one. You string the verse around the garland of the holy names, this Trinada Pistunichena. That is your Siddha Pranali. That day you're ready, Prabhupada will come and give you. That day you're ready, Prabhupada will come and give you. But don't imitate. You know, don't go to Radhakund Babaji's. Don't leave ISKCON. Because Prabhupada, actually, Mahendra Prabhu said this. I prayed intensely, please, Krishna melody. Prabhupada came and revealed. Prabhupada gave and revealed a spiritual form. And Mahendra Prabhu attained perfection, actually. So we don't need to leave ISKCON at any time. Because Srila Prabhupada has given everything. Prabhupada is a pure devotee. You know, either our Guru will reveal what is the role of our Guru. He'll take to Prabhupada only. Prabhupada said ISKCON is there in the spiritual world also. Should I continue?
Yes, Prabhuji.
Any questions so far?
Yeah, I have a question, sorry. I was trying to understand, Prabhuji, this spiritual form, is it fixed, or is it like, as you said, spiritual master reveals it to us? So is it fixed, or is it's based on our practices and our mood that we develop with our sadhana towards Krishna?
Muktir hitva anyata rupam swarupena yavasthiti. You have a swarupam. That swarupa you do not know. That's why that swarupa is there. Initially, I used to think it is fixed. But for example, what is that? In a liberated state, Jiva can have 7 types. Jiva can have 7 forms. So you are fixed in one. I mean, this is a very advanced question. This is what I heard. You are fixed in one swarupa, but you want to serve Krishna in other swarupa, other ways also. Somebody is a Krishna Sakhyaras, but you want to serve Krishna in other ways. But because you're liberated, you can serve Krishna with another form. You're listening? You're understanding?
Yes, Prabhuji.
Or a Siddha devotee wants to serve Krishna in another way because you have served in this way. Though the form is fixed, but you wanted to serve Krishna in one way. Actually, what is that? Let me see who are all in the call, then I'll say something interesting. Because because these conference calls, we don't know who are there. Some people I do not know, so I cannot speak. Okay. So, but anyway, so Prahlad Maharaj, he told Narasimha Swami. Narasimha Swami said, "Come back." Said, "My lord, that verse is there, right? I don't want to come back. As long as these fools and rascals," that is a word Prabhupada uses actually, is there in this world to, as long as the fools and rascals are there in this world, thinking the metal body this and thinking great about the metal enjoyment, I'll not come. I will preach to them. So that's why I heard one Prahlad is in Sutala planet with his grandson Bali Maharaj to preach to demons. But another Prahlad, another form, is in the spiritual world with the Narasimha Swami. So another thing, for relevant answer, one example is, what is that? Somebody in Gaur Lila and Krishna Lila. So you are Gaur Lila, but I want to serve Krishna Lila. Why not? One form serves in Gaur Lila, one form serves in Krishna Lila. Rupa Goswami serves Lord Chaitanya as Rupa Goswami. Rupa Manjari serves Krishna as a, as a Sakhi of Lalita Sakhi. As a Manjari of under Lalita Sakhi. You're listening?
Yes, Prabhuji. Then God Lila is happening where, Prabhuji? So we know Krishna Lila is happening in Vrindavan.
Gaur Lila in Mayapur. Actually, Gaur Govind Maharaj says, Golok Vrindavan has 2 compartments. One compartment, actually, the Kirtan book, you see. In the Kirtan book, top is you see Radha and Krishna and Gopis. Below, Lord Chaitanya is dancing with devotees. You remember the Kirtan book cover page?
Vaishnava songbook, Prabhuji.
Vaishnava songbook, yes.
Yes, Prabhuji.
Also, I'll tell you one more example. one more place you can. Bhagavatam cover page. Srimad Bhagavatam, first Bhagavatam, Canto 1. If you open like the cover page, I don't have it here, but the cover page has the spiritual world, all the planets, you remember?
Yes, Prabhuji.
But the main one is Golok Vrindavan, that is on the main cover page. And in that, if you carefully observe, it is split up into 2 parts. One portion you see Radha and Krishna, another portion Lord Chaitanya doing Sankirtan. So if you have Bhagavatam in your home, just see now. So, one Gaur Govind Maharaj says, hello? Haribol, somebody speak. Chaitanya Swarup Prabhu. Chaitanya Swarup Prabhu, you need to mute.
Hare Krishna. Sorry, Prabhu.
No problem. I'm sorry, it's late for you, 12:15 in the
No,
night.
no, I am in California, Prabhu.
Oh, you came back. Okay, that's great. Yeah. Do you all know Chaitanya Swarup Prabhu attends this call irrespective of where he is? He attends from India also, without fail. One person who would attend without fail. Many times he would attend from India actually, but anyways in California. Thank you, Prabhu. So, one is Gaur Lila, one other is Krishna Lila. One person said, so if you have, actually there is a book called Gaur Ganodesh Dipka. Gaur Ganodesh Dipka, every personality in Krishna Lila, there is a corresponding form in Gaur Lila. You're listening?
Yes, Prabhuji.
So you can serve that way. As I said, 7 times you can expand. Why in just 2?
Okay, Prabhuji. Thank you, Prabhuji.
But again, this should not happen in we should not contemplate on these things when you are in a sadhana bhakti. Another nivritti is happening. Only when we go to after Nishtha only this should happen. Otherwise it is not good. Rasabhasa. And then performing activities of sadhana. So when the Raganaga sadhana bhakti, you don't reject 64 items. But focuses on practice most conducive to your service. There are 64. Some people are they'll want to read. Some people want to chant. Some people want to do deity worship. And the Prabhu chant 128 rounds. And he would dress Radha Shamsundar every day. Some majority of the days. But what is his thing? Kirtan. Right? People like Gaur Govind Maharaj, Prachar. Prachar. So, the 64 angas, some people, they just go for Govardhan Parikrama. Some people Vaishnava Seva. Any one of the items will work. But beautiful thing is, the very important thing is, outside world should not know this. Outside world should not know this. You're very intense. Haridas Thakur was standing on last days also. How many of you remember what Haridas Thakur answer was? Lord Chaitanya said, what is the problem?
She did not finish it.
He said, there is no problem. I have a problem, physical problem. Physically he was sick. But what is he telling Lord Chaitanya? I can't finish my rounds. I'm very sick. I'm not sick, but mentally I'm sick. Why I can't finish my rounds? Lord Chaitanya said, Haridas, you have chanted as Namacharya sufficiently. You extol the glories of the holy name. Reduce the rounds, Haridas. So what is the moral of the story from Haridas Thakur? Haridas Thakur is a Siddha, eternally liberated personality. Mayadevi took initiation from Haridas Thakur. I went to that place actually. What is the place? Very close to the Santipur actually. Benopal? No, not Benopal actually. Anyway, today it is famous for, that's where Tamal Krishna Maharaj left the body also, that place and that village. So, Haridas Thakur initiated, Mahadev could not do anything, he initiated Mahadev into the Sampradaya, but he's behaving like he did not know where is Krishna. No, he did his things normally, but if he was fixed on his chanting, he would go, he would go to preaching also with Nityananda Prabhu. He did everything normally. And he's also, last day he's talking normally, as a condition, so, मैं तो गिरा हुआ आदमी हूँ, my Lord, you gave me Shraddha Patra, all these things. So moral is, you will still continue with your sadhana, but you will focus on those things. Actually, Haripashad Prabhu came here and I really spoke very well. Our goal is not anotha nivritti, then he'll become a Mayavadi. He said, Ardha Pravritti. relish Krishna Leela, maybe Balya Leela, maybe Kaishwar Leela, so maybe Pauganda Leela, maybe Kaishwar Leela, or whichever. But Bhaktivinoda Thakur says, one time Radhanath Swami spoke on this very well. Deserve before you desire. Deserve before you desire. Okay, what? Still impurity, lust is there. Then don't. No qualification to read Rasa Panchati. Then don't go there. Means you need qualification, right? So does not abandon hearing, but hears more that nourishes his particular service mood. Some people love Yashoda's dealings with Krishna. Some people love Krishna's friends' dealings with Krishna. Some people love Radharani's dealings with Krishna. Whichever you are attracted to, we all should know we are discussing Raganu Sadhana Bhakti, but we finished by Vaidhi Bhakti. That one has to keep in the mind. Right? Should I continue?
Yes,
And
Prabhuji.
then there is a word, alternative term for Raganu Sadhana Bhakti is Pushti Marga. Vallabhat Sampradaya, Vallabhacharya Sampradaya, they call it Pushti Marga. Even actually in Michigan, in our place, we have Pushti Margis actually. There is also very good Raganu Sadhana. So Gujarat, actually, Sumati Munerji from Pushti Marga. The lady who gave ticket to Srila Prabhupada, they belong to Pushti Margis. They worship Bal Gopal. But we worship, what is Gaudiya Vaishnava primary? Radha and Krishna. Corona Radha and Krishna.
What is Krishna?
That is a term. Pushti means nourishment. So they are basically Bal Gopal worship. But Vallabhacharya, in the association of, he would worship Krishna as Bal Gopal. But in the association of Gadadhar Pandit, he developed taste to worship Krishna in a Madhurya Bhav. Madhurya means Krishna with the Radharani. Bal Gopal means Vatsalya Ras. Right? And so the types of Ragana, we saw that, but I'm just repeating it again. Kama Anuga or Sambandha Rupa. Ragana sadhana is two types. Conjugal and Sambandha Rupa. Sambandha Anuga. So Kama Anuga means conjugal love. Sambandha Anuga means parenthood or friendship. We have a relationship, Sambandha, with Krishna. But Kama Anuga means a conjugal love. So this is a Madhurya Ras. Eligibility, what is eligibility? Desire. Hearing and worshipping Radha and Krishna only. I'm talking about this. Can you see this?
Yes.
Eligibility. What is eligibility? You want to worship Radha and Krishna only. Especially our movement, Lord Chaitanya. Lord Chaitanya came to preach Manjari Bhava. Means Manjaris, they don't interact, they don't have a direct relationship with Krishna. Manjari Bhava means under Radharani, Sakhis. Who are the main Sakhis? Ashta Sakhis. And there are 100 and, after that, after Ashta Sakhis, 108, there are 100 more. Under them, Manjari, Upamanjari. Under them, everyone will come. So, you actually, Manjari Bhava means, all our gurus. What is that? Saraswati Thakur, Prabhupada Guru Maharaj, is a Nayana Mani Manjari. Glance of Radharani. Bhaktivinoda Thakur mentions in his books, I am a Guna Manjari. Rupa Goswami is a Rupa Manjari. Lavanga Manjari, Rati Manjari. Sanatana Goswami and Raghunath Das Goswami. So they're all Manjaris. Under them, Upamanjaris. Under them, more devotees. So, are males eligible? Can somebody see? Can you see my cursor? Are males eligible? What is the answer?
Yes.
What is the answer?
Yes.
This Manjaris or Upamanjaris or Sakis or Upasakis, only ladies are allowed, or females are also, males, Prabhujis are also allowed?
Males are also.
All, Prabhuji.
All. Why?
Because that is
In
Prabhu,
Krishna
we are
Lila,
split souls, Prabhu. We
in
don't
Krishna
have the
Lila,
body.
in Krishna Lila, there's only one Purush.
yeah, we are all Prakriti.
Are whichever Leela Jiva is Prakriti only. Krishna Leela, whichever Leela Jiva is only Prakriti. Prakriti means enjoy, to be enjoyed. Purusha means enjoyer. What is the problem in the material world? Male or female, everyone is an enjoyer, everyone is a Purusha. Male or female, everyone is a Purusha. That's why there is a problem. Spiritual world, there is only one Purusha. Who? Krishna. Jiva, we are all Prakriti. Prakriti means to be enjoyed. It's for somebody who has a lot of ego, it's very difficult to take actually. That's why this Raga Sadhana, everyone, Saraswati Thakur is telling, Bhaktivinoda Thakur writes, Rupa Goswami is Rupa Manjari. Rupa Goswami is like finance minister. So much money, brother, prime minister, Sanatana Goswami. But there are Manjaris in the spiritual world. How many of our understanding?
Yes, Prabhuji.
So,
Yes, Prabhuji.
Yes, Prabhuji.
Rishis of Dandakaranya, they are called Munichari gopis. When they saw, Padma Purana and Mahakoram Purana explains this. When they saw Lord Ram, Lord Ram will be like, I saw like a lion walk. So beautiful, so beautiful face, curly hair. And all the sages in the Dandakaranya, when they saw Ram, they went to say, my Lord, we want to serve you in the mood of Mathurya. And in Rupa Goswami writes, Lord Ram didn't say anything. Mauna accepted. But I heard one place, Lord Ram said, if Mother Sita comes to know, you'll be burnt off by the glance of Mother Sita. Why? I'm Ekapatni Vrata in this life. So next lifetime, I'll come Krishna. There, yes. So the sages of, that's why in gopis, there are Munichari gopis, Rushichari gopis, Sanchari gopis. There are different varieties. They're all great sages in the past lives. So then, it's 3 o'clock, but I'm coming to a very important topic. What is that? Types. There are 2 types. Parakiya, Swakiya. Conjugal, what is that? Wedded and unwedded. Married relationship. What is that? Lover relationship. Swakiya means the queens of Dwarka. Parakiya means the gopis of Vrindavan. Parakiya bhaveya vrajate prachara. So what dominates in the spiritual world? Prema. First of all, there is a book called Vedanta Shamantika by Baldev Vidyabhushan. There he writes, Radharani is a Antaranga Shakti, Ahladini Shakti Rasmat. Radha Krishna Pranay Vikratala Ahladini Shakti Rasmat Ikatmano Api Bhupura Deva Vedagatot. So Radha Krishna, so Radha and Radharani is Ahladini Shakti, pleasure potency. So one day Krishna wanted to, Krishna was in the spiritual world. So Krishna, what is Krishna? Akhila Rasamrita Murti. Krishna is a Akhila Rasamrita Murti. So I told one boy recently, I love to tell this. One guru in India, not ISKCON, but big guru. So somebody asked him, he's very big actually, all over the world. Does God exist? No, God doesn't exist. Hare Krishna. But I have peace. You come to me, I'll give you peace. Recently, I met one of his followers. And I said, there is a video posted by him only. Did you watch that video? He said, yes. Then what? Then he says like that, but we also worship. That's bogus. We also worship Lord Shiva. He says like that, there is no God, but we worship Lord Shiva. He tells us to worship. That is cheating actually. What do you mean? There is another guru, another big guru. I didn't hear this. One person quoted in our Bhagavatam class in our temple. Somebody asked him, who is God? The sky, the oceans, the fire. Are Panchaputa is calling as God, Krishna. ISKCON, a simple yesterday ISKCON devotee would laugh at this. And all these American Westerners, they were opening. Wow.
Raghunath Prabhu told that one guru, when he wakes up in the morning, he worships himself, he does arti.
That is Ahangraha Pasana. That is nonsense actually. So, in the sky. And one more guru said, I heard from one of the gurus of ISKCON. What is love? When you're away from home for 4 or 5 days, when you come back, your dog, she starts licking your face. She loves you. You're opening the door, she cannot. Boop, 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 boop. The moment you open the door, she'll jump on you, start licking your face. That is love. Guru said this. I didn't hear. One of the ISKCON gurus quoted this, saying he's my good friend. Some religion, not good friend, I'm sorry. So they should read these books. Anyway, let me not change the topic. So why I'm telling this is Krishna, Antaranga Shakti, Radharani, Ahladini Shakti, pleasure potency, Radharani. So one day he want to enjoy. Because I started the whole thing, Akhila Rasamrita Murti. All the mellows are with Krishna, God is naive. Then why I brought sky? I appreciate sky, but I will not join full time to worship sky. Sometimes Krishna reveals, will you join full time to do worship the sky? You'll appreciate it. But you'll not join. For that, a person there should be a reciprocation. You're listening or not?
Yes, Prabhuji.
So Bhakti Rasamrita Sindhu says Krishna is Akhila Rasamrita Murti. So anyway, so when he decided to enjoy, when he got a desire, he's Akhila Rasamrita, unlimited ocean of mellows, Krishna, that is. He decided, when he developed desire to enjoy, immediately one lady manifested. Ra means Rasamandala. Krishna was in the arena of Rasamandala. Rasa, in that Rasamandala, when he developed a desire to enjoy, the whole material world is a combination of male and female, right? Where is it coming from? Krishna. And that desire from his heart, that pleasure potency assumed a feminine form, and she started running to serve him. Dha means Dhavamana. Means she's running to serve him. That's why Radha. Dha means Dhavamana. She's run. The moment she was manifested, the moment, Krishna made her manifest, she was running to serve him because, she wanted to serve. Actually, when during yatra, sometimes, we hear, Krishna wants to unite with Radharani. Radharani wants to unite with Krishna. Why? A person in the mood of Annamaya, Pranamaya cannot understand, or Monomaya cannot understand. There is a conditioned stage. Can you separate? I was telling this to our devotees, if imagine a sun ray is separate from sun, sun ray wants to go back because sun ray has no existence without sun. Sun has no value without sun rays. Why we value a sun so much? Why we don't care stars? Because stars, there is no light, starlight. But sun comes and illuminates the whole world with his sunlight. Sunlight is Radharani, sun is Krishna. The sun has no value without the sun rays. Sun rays have no existence without the sun. You're listening or not?
Yes, Prabhuji.
You're understanding, right? So they cannot, they're inseparable. They're inseparable. I'll tell you a simple example. That way you can correlate Radha and Krishna Lila, even if you're in a conditioned state. I don't know how many of you have developed any breathing problem. Then you look for that, air, oxygen. That is Krishna's position and Radharani's position. You cannot imagine, not that, some mongrels, Radha Krishna, Ek Atma Doi Dehavdari, Anyonya Villasa Rasa Aswadana Kori. So they are actually one Atma only. They're only one Atma. But for the sake of experiencing a pleasure, they are two. They came in two bodies, but only one Atma. If you're only one Atma, what happens? You think in the same way. So, but Queens of Dwarka, I think Rupa Goswami mentions there is a little desire to enjoy. But gopis have no desire to enjoy Krishna. Not even a speck of desire to enjoy, but wants to serve. Wow. One day I thought of this. So your guru, anyone's guru, pure devotee. Wow. Then you go to your guru and say, Guru Maharaj, you're great. No, I am not great. Prabhupada is great. So you go to Prabhupada. Prabhupada says, I am not great. My Guru Maharaj, Saraswati Thakur is great. Naishtik Brahmachari, aggressively preached. Saraswati Thakur, you go to Saraswati Thakur. No. Yugal Kishore Das Ashtakali Lila would manifest. Yugal Kishore, no, Bhakti Vinod Thakur, kya kiya unhone? So finally he'll go to whom? Lord Chaitanya, Krishna himself. He says, no, my Guru. Finally, in that way, it will go to Radharani. She doesn't have a speck of desire, but she wants to serve Krishna. If Krishna is infinite, Radharani's love for Krishna is infinite. Understanding or not? If Krishna is infinite, Radharani love for Krishna is infinite. Clear?
Yes.
Otherwise, Krishna does not need to take the form of Lord Chaitanya. Why Krishna could not understand the love of Radharani? Always like a parrot you say, Krishna could not understand. Why he could not understand? I'm not going to Chaitanya Charitamrita, but it's very important. Krishna is infinite, right? Krishna is infinite energies, right? Krishna knows past, future, and present, right? Why Krishna cannot understand the love of Radharani? Radharani not somebody else outside. He is internal energy, one of the energies only. Chaitanya Charitamrita says, though Radharani's love is, it appears to be finite, but it is infinite. It keeps on expanding. Krishna says, I have fathomed, I have measured Radharani's love. And I said, no, see here, something that you don't know. Oh, really? Gulab Jamun, type 1. Krishna says, I know you very well. Radharani says, there one more here, Gulab Jamun too. As he is eating, Radharani says, one more there. Oh, really? Then he said, see that how the devotee how he is doing? That because Radharani is like acting in your heart. So you do that. Krishna, you enjoy that. So Krishna starts enjoying. Radharani says, there are 100 devotees here. They are also different. They are serving you. And I cannot. You're understanding or not? Krishna, who acts at an infinite fast. Lord Chaitanya, what is that? When they were chanting Hare Krishna mantra, he saw at the ocean in Jagannath Puri. So he thought it is Yamunandi. He went with the speed of mind. The words opened, Hare Krishna, Lord Chaitanya disappeared. Sir, Krishna is enjoying, Radharani is her love is expanding. You're listening or not? So there are 3 types of Mahishi Gana. Tino Prakara. 1, Gopis, Radharani manifests into Gopis. Radharani also manifests into the queens of Dwarka. Radharani also manifests into Lakshmi Tattva. Lakshmi Tattva, origin is Radharani. The Mahishi Gana, all the queens of Dwarka are the expansions of Radharani. And what is the third one? Gopis. Rupa Goswami mentions in a very technical words. I forgot. One is in what is that? Krishnadas Karaj Goswami mentions in Chaitanya Charitamrita. One is like a mirror image. Another is what is that? The names. What Rupa? Some Rupa. Yeah. So they're all expressions of Radharani. So Krishna satisfies Radharani in the mood of wives in Dwarka, in the mood of queens in Dwarka. They're all embedded wives. So Krishna satisfies Radharani in the mood of in the on-rounds where I'm rich, Lakshmi Devi. In Vaikuntha Lokas, Krishna says, okay, you're satisfying me. What about my expansions? Radharani says, look at there. You're expanding, I'm also expanding. Vedanta Shimantik Baldev says, so the Supreme Lord expands, his energy equal expands. When Krishna becomes Rama, Radha becomes Sita immediately. Balanced. Aishwarya Bhaya chahiye, Aishwarya Bhav. Gulab Jamun chahiye, Gulab Jamun. Rasgulla, Rasgulla. One day I'm bored, immediately dahi rice is ready. Whatever you want. Gulab Jamun, Rasgulla, what is that? Sev bolte hain, what is that?
Sev puri,
Pani puri, bel puri, all these things. One day Krishna says, I'm bored of all this. I wish there is some simple, what is that? Dahi rice. Dahi rice also. Whichever you want. So she said, you're all listening? Interesting or not?
Yes, Prabhuji.
Yes, Prabhuji.
So actually one famous, sometimes, Krishna people understand, misunderstand. Krishna said, Krishna does not go to Lohi Bazar and enjoy. Krishna does not go for anywhere, does not enjoy anything other than Radharani. Krishna does not enjoy anything other than, if Radharani element is there, yes, no means no. So assisting, the Parage means Gopis of Vrindavana. Krishna's courage question thinks, they think because of the Yoga Maya, why Parage Bhava is, unwedded is more, why it is sweeter than that? There is more difficulty. There is more difficulty in reaching Krishna because so many people doubt. Sometimes you are labeled, as you have a character problem. Will you do it? In the Vedic culture, her character is not good. She chants 64 rounds. No, I saw her with talking to somebody else. What you will do? Put her down. Yes or no? put him down. You know, she chants 64 rounds. I saw her at the bar and restaurant holding a glass. And 1 second it's gone. Yes or no? But Radharani says, I don't care. My desire is to only serve Krishna. Aslishava padaratam pinashtamam adarsanan marmahatam karotva yadha tadhava vidadhat lampato prana adastu sevanapar. You push me away or you embrace me. You push me away, making me broken hearted, or you embrace me. You are my Lord without worth. Means absolute surrender. What is that? Absolute surrender. Can you see the third one? Assisting those serving Radharani and others. Direct service in conjugal. So that is Manjari Bhava. So Radharani has one place I read is 1 billion gopis to assist Radharani serving Krishna. But another place I read recently, maybe 2-3 years ago, 650 million gopis. 65 crore gopis are there. Billion means how much? 1,000 million. Means billion means 100 crores actually. 630 million means 65, 650 million, 65 crore people are there just to serve Krishna. Any question or comment? Otherwise we'll end it for today. You can be very frank. Everyone is there or not? No question.
Yes, Prabhuji.
No question.
Prabhuji, all these gopis divided into that wherever Krishna travels, like each and every solar system that Krishna travels, is divided into all the places, or all the gopis are in the Goloka Vrindavan. This much gopis.
All the gopis actually know what is that? They are Golok Vrindavan. But whenever Krishna travels, that's why you should know. Prabhupada said every temple is a replica of Vrindavan. Every temple is a replica of Vrindavan. So they are originally stationed in Golok Vrindavan with Krishna. But when Krishna travels, they can expand left and right. The way Krishna can expand, they can also expand. So in our temple also, Krishna wants to do it, he does Rasalila. Why not? What is impossible for Krishna?
Okay, Prabhuji, I understand.
Yeah. So what they should know, Rupa Goswami as Rupa Manjari is there in the spiritual world. When he came as Rupa Goswami, he is performing his services. As Rupa Goswami. But doesn't mean Rupa Goswami is not there. He is there. Rupa Manjari is there in the spiritual world. So of course, when Krishna descends, they descend with Krishna. They descend with Krishna. That's why Golok Vrindavan is Gokul Vrindavan, Golok Vrindavan, same. It's called Bhauma Vrindavan. That is Goloka and Gokula. There are tiny, some mild differences, but because it happens only, Krishna performs this Leela on this planet only for 125 years, then he goes to next universe. And they'll all go to next universe, like a drama actually. Drama troops in India, they perform drama and then go to next, they remove all the tents and then they go to next place, next city. Likewise, Krishna travels the universe. Any other question? Otherwise, we'll end it. We'll continue on this. And a simple thing is, assisting those and serving Radharani and others. I told you, right? Under Radharani, Sakis, Mukhya Sakis. Actually, it's Narma Saki, Priya Narma Saki. There are so many varieties of gopis actually. Then what is that? Under Sakis, Upasakis, and Manjaris, under them Upamanjaris. So this is a huge hierarchy in serving Krishna. Anything else, otherwise we'll end it.
Hare Krishna Prabhuji, Dandavat Pranam.
Bataiye.
Amritanandani Mataji wanted to ask one question. What is the difference between Rupanuga and Raganuga, Prabhuji?
Raganuga, Rupanuga means followers of Rupa Goswami. Raganuga means you will choose anybody, in Vrindavan out of the 4 mellows. Dasya, Sakya, Vatsalya, Madhurya. You'll choose one personality and you'll follow them. Anuga means follower. So you will follow one bhakta who is one of the 4 mellows. Raktak, Chitrak, Patrak. They are Krishna's servants. So if you want to serve Krishna in a Dasya ras, you will follow Raktak, Chitra, Patrak. But Rupa Goswami, Lord Chaitanya made Rupa Goswami is the in charge for this movement, Hare Krishna movement. So he has given books, he has given the rules and regulations. So, for example, Pushtimargis are there. They worship Krishna as Bal Gopal. They are not, they are Raganugas, but they are not Rupanugas. But we are there. Rupa Goswami is our Acharya. So we follow Rupa Goswami. We read Bhakti Rasamrita Sindhu, Bhakti, what is that? Upadeshamrita, Srimad Bhagavatam, written by Srila Prabhupada. What is the commentary of Srila Prabhupada? So whatever the scriptures that, whatever the mood, just give me 1 minute. So, so we follow Rupa Goswami. For example, Pushtimargis, they are also Raganuga sadhana, but they follow, what is that? What is it? They follow Vallabhacharya. But they also worship Krishna in Balagopal. They may be following Yashoda, but following the scriptures of Vallabhacharya. So they are Raganugas, but we are Rupanugas. Clear?
Yes, Prabhuji.
Anything else? Otherwise, we'll end it. Nice question. Thank you. So we'll end it today, and thank you very much. We'll continue next week. And Dandavat Pranam. One point actually, what is that? Those are in the temple. Today we have, what is that? Jagannath Lila. I'm discussing today at 7:30. If you want to join, you can join. And Tuesday we have a Kirtan by Gauramani Mataji and Paramprabhu. Next week we have Chandramouli Maharaj coming and staying in the temple. Very nice, initiating Guru and Prabhupada disciple. Very wonderful Sannyasi Maharaj. So he is doing a program on Saturday, Kirtan, morning Bhagavatam class, Sunday morning Bhagavatam class, and a feast by Maharaj only. So those are devotees local, you can join. Thank you very much, Dandavat Hare Krishna. I'm ending now.